It's a mackerel. It's a
Oh, a mackerel.
king mackerel. It's they're a lot of fun to catch. And I throw them back when I catch them. Unless it's the only thing I catch. but yeah, I just throw them back. I keep the snappers and whatnot. Down in Florida, they have a fish called a mutton snapper. Have y'all ever heard of a mutton snapper? Also in Mexico, they have avocados like this big. You don't see them either because they eat all them. They don't make it out of there. But down there in the Keys, they have a mutton snapper. You don't ever see that because they go in the skipper's cooler. And man, they are wonderful. I mean, you get big, thick fillets like that, man. Okay, now turn up our oil just a little bit more.
What kind of wood do you like to use when you smoke fish?
When I smoke fish, I like to use fruit wood. Apple wood, fig wood, hickory will work. Mesquite's a little too stout. The kingfish will handle the mesquite. But you know, your nicer fish, go buy the apple wood chips, or if you got a friend that has a peach tree, you can take some trimmings off a peach tree. It don't take much of that smoke either for the fish. You know, soak the chips in wood. Or in water rather, and let it soak up some water. And yeah, the fruit woods are better for the fish, especially fig wood. If you want to use some fig, it's nice. Anyways, we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump on this fish since we ain't getting no younger. I'm going to lightly salt the fillets. Notice how I'm using this hand to handle the fish and this hand to handle everything else. The fish is wet, and if I start handling this dry stuff, it starts making a big mess here. A little sea salt on there. Mixed with my cornmeal is nice. They'll have no critters in there walking around. On the chuck wagon, you got to watch that. We got all kinds of critters on the chuck wagon, all the way from coyotes to scorpions. So.
Well, I tell people in classes, a lot of old recipes tell you to sift your flour, and it has nothing to do with making it light and fluffy. It's to get the bugs out. Not so many years ago, bugs just came and drank it.
Yeah.
It was just part of the...
And if bugs got in there, you didn't throw it away because there wasn't any more.
No, you sifted them out.
You use peppercorn. There's peppercorn. Where's my peppermill?
You were grateful for that extra protein in there.
So do you like your cornmeal fine or coarse?
I like yellow cornmeal and I like coarse cornmeal. This is okay. Some people like to fry their fish in corn masa, and that turns out pretty good too. A little different flavor. Okay, now I got this. I'm keeping track of which side is the flesh side and which side is the skin side, because you want to cook when you fry fish for presentation reasons. If you're having a big old beer drinking fish fry, it don't matter. But if you want a nice plate that looks nice, you want to fry your fish flesh side down first. Flesh side down first. That's not the skin side. That is the flesh side. Because when you flip it, it flakes. And I'll show you that in just a second if I can get this oil hot. I'll show you why in a minute. Because when I flip it, you're going to see that it gets flaky. And it's pretty, and it just looks. If the skin side's up, it's flat. It's kind of funky looking. It looks so nice. You know, whenever you're cooking fine, where you want it. If you're cooking to impress, it's a lot different than you're on a chuck wagon. And the first rule of thumb is sight. You get a plate of food, you're looking at it. First thing you do is you look at it. Second thing you do is you smell it. Last thing you do is taste it. So you want to cook. You want to cook food that looks good, smells good, and then tastes good. I do. All right, now we're going to pretend like that oil's hot. And it is. And I got the flesh side down first. You want your fish to be fully thawed out. You don't want to cook no frozen fish, because if you do, you're going to have a big problem. Yeah. Unless it's tempura. Icy water.
What is going to be your problem?
You're going to have a volcano. Pardon me? What kind of rice is that? Just regular basmati rice?
That's our 8-week long grain rice. Downstairs.
Now I can see this is smoking really good, and that's telling me that it's cooking a little bit fast. So I'm going to turn my heat down just a tad. If you're smarter than I am and you cook with a thermometer, you want your oil at about 350. Unless you're using peanut oil, and then you can get it on up to about 375. That's why a lot of people like to use peanut oil, because you can cook hotter with it and it lasts longer. It doesn't break down as fast. Now when you're cooking this, you don't want to be flipping the fish over and over and over and over. Just one time. And I'm going to check it by looking at the bottom of it here. Just lifting it up and looking. With something with a long handle.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for color. Who asked that? You're looking for color. You don't want it to burn. You want it to just almost burn. That's why I say if your oil's too cool, the fish will be cooked down to mush before you achieve that color. This recipe is also really good with mahi-mahi.
Toast, just everybody. Have that salt on there. Yeah, that's really fine stuff.
See how that's starting to flake? Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's just a lot prettier on the plate that way.
Okay, so this is curl?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's curling, but you can't see it because it's on the bottom.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You bet. Notice how I'm starting to get, can y'all see this on the monitor? Notice how I'm starting to get a little color here. That's what you want. You want some nice color on that fish. That sweet mango and that cream go good with that extra toasty cornmeal. Anybody have any questions?
Oh, thank you much. Cheers.